What's up, everybody? It's a beautiful Monday. A little chilly, but I like it that way. I'm currently on my way to the gym for back and bicep day. I wanted to talk about something today that I know a lot of people struggle with, especially those just starting out. It's something that I definitely struggled with when I was a little less ambitious. And it's failure and discouragement. I remember when I was still running on whenever I was motivated. When I started getting this rush of motivation, I was like, all right, let's make some changes in my life. Let's actually do something. So I would start working out, or I would start working harder in my studies, or I would start working harder in my career. And I eventually would get to a point where I would fail. I would miss a day, or I would not do something that I said I would do. And it would make me feel very discouraged. And with that discouragement, I kind of gave up. I thought, you know what? What's the point? I'm just going to fail again and just go back to my old ways. There's no point in trying. I'm just going to go back to how I used to be because that was more comfortable and I don't have to deal with the failure. Because failing sucks, but it also keeps you from moving forward. And I realized that, well, I always knew in my head that I needed to continue to fail if I wanted to succeed, because that's what people were, that's what everybody keeps telling me. But I would feel just so discouraged that I would just give up. I would give up. And a lot of people struggle with that. I know a lot of people struggle with that. In my business community, people are like, oh, I'm feeling discouraged. I'm feeling, I failed. I didn't complete what I needed to complete today. I missed a workout, or I missed working on my business today. I just feel so discouraged. How do I deal with it? And in light of that, I know so many people struggle with this, and I know I used to. I certainly don't now. And that's because I've developed a different mindset. And I think that this mindset's very important when you continue to move forward on doing your day-to-day and failing, because I think failing is very important. It's a very important process to growth, because you can be super talented. I'm going to take my career for an example. You can be super talented, but if you don't go out for auditions, you're not going to work. Simple. If you're the most talented person, you can sing super well, you can dance really well, your acting is just amazing, but you don't go out and audition, then you're not doing anything with those talents. Because and if you go out and audition and you fail and you're just like, maybe I'm not so good, and then you just stop you just wallow in the defeat, and you allow yourself to sink deeper into that, and then you don't go out for any auditions for maybe like 6 months until you feel inspired and motivated again, then you're not going to get anywhere. So you need to get used to failure. And how to get used to failure, I only have 2 points today that I want to point out. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? We're back. I had a really good back and bicep. Of course, I forgot to record again, so I got one recorded workout and that's it. But that's just another fail. Like I said, it's just another fail. But I want to use the gym, before I get to my first point, I want to use what happened yesterday. Well, I guess not yesterday, but I guess overall, what happened at the gym that I count as a failure. Some of it is it's not on me, but it is what it is. I've had a few failures actually this past week. So I want to go into that career-wise and gym-wise. And it's not workout related, it's relationship related. But so just examples of how I failed before I get to my first point. I had an audition about 3 days ago that I completely forgot about. And I got a call from my agent saying, hey, you missed an audition, which is not a good look. It's super unprofessional. And I had to reschedule it. Thankfully, they allowed me to audition again, so I made that. But I failed. It was completely unprofessional. It was a bad look, not just on me, but my agent and my agency that I represent. And it certainly wasn't acceptable because I try to be as professional as I can, and I am a professional. So to me, for me to miss that was completely unprofessional and unacceptable. And I failed. But I didn't let that bring me down. I knew I messed up. It was one of the first times I ever messed up. It was one of the first times I ever let my agent down. So I know and he knows that this is a one-off thing. That this is not a regular occurrence. That it's never going to happen again. I'm still going to take the lessons with me. I'm still going to take responsibility for it. But that failure doesn't bring me down because I know that next time, because there will be a next time, I know that next time I'm not going to allow that to happen ever again. So, one, that's my career. Two, another way that I failed, and this wasn't really like my fault, it was just something that kind of disappointed me, and I'll take responsibility for it. I think last video I said that I found out my gym crush had a boyfriend, but I got the Instagram of another girl that was super pretty. Come to find out, just yesterday, she has a boyfriend too. So, everybody at the gym's married or has a boyfriend. So I don't know, man. I don't know if flirting at the gym is the play anymore because they're all taken. So, at least the ones that I want are taken. So, I don't know. I mean, that's, to me, failed. Couldn't get the girl. And, it is what it is. But that's not going to stop me from talking to girls. It's not going to stop me from trying to get their Instagram, maybe asking them out eventually. But it still, it still stings. And I think if I was in a weaker mindset, if I was still in a past mindset, I would be like, well, everyone's taken. Everyone's married. Everyone's got a boyfriend. What's the point of doing it? What's the point of flirting if I'm just going to get rejected in the end, or I'm going to find out that they're already in a relationship at the end of the day? What's the point? I'm just going to keep to myself. I'm going to be sheltered. I'm not going to go out and put myself out there. No. Because at the end of the day, I'd like to be in a relationship with a very attractive woman. But it is what it is. And sometimes life's just going to be like that. Somebody you gotta have your eye on is going to be either in a relationship or not interested, and that's just how it is. And you gotta accept that. But that leads me to my first point. So let's get into that. Look at me, I'm just in my car all the time. It's gonna be a big driving day, so I was like, you know what? We'll just make this like a driving vlog. We'll make this video just driving. So, the first point I want to make is set your goals. Some people, they get into it and they just don't know what the goal is. They just want to do it so that they do it. I remember when I was working out, I didn't really have the goal of becoming super ripped and super buff and super strong. I just wanted to be in better shape, which is super vague. It's really vague just to say, I want to be in better shape. And because I didn't set my goal, every time I failed, I was just like, I'm not going to be in better shape. I don't even know what my goal is. So I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna do anything with the body. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And it's very important to set what your goal is, what your objective is for the reason for why you're doing what you're doing. In terms of working out, you want to have a body like, somebody Andrew I don't know, not Andrew Garfield. That's a good start. That's a good start. But for me, I wanted to have a buff body that looked a lot like... Well, I don't even know. I wanted to look ripped. My goal was I wanted to have a six-pack and I wanted to have veins appear on my biceps. That was my goal. And I wanted to have broader shoulders. Those are the 3 goals that I set for myself that I'm still trying to achieve now. I still don't have veins in my biceps, but they're bigger. I still don't have a six-pack yet, but it's definitely there. I just need to eat better now that I'm cutting, so hopefully I'll see my six-pack by the summer. And my shoulders did indeed get broader, so I'm happy about that. But when I set those goals for myself, it made me understand that I'm not going to get there on day 1 or week 1 or month 1. It's like knowing and setting those kinds of realistic goals for myself, I know that it'll take work to get there. And when I see other people have what I want, and I know that I can achieve that, then it makes me realize, like, if I put in the work, and if I don't give up, if I screw up and fail one day, fine. I'll beat myself up for one day, not even one day, maybe like a few hours, and then just be like, all right, well, I'm going to go and do it, catch up tomorrow, or I'm going to do it right now. Or I'm going to do it when I can find the time to do it, when I have a little bit of free time. So having that goal for myself, the truck is going crazy. Having that goal for myself was essential for me to continue pushing forward, even through the pain, even through the times where I really didn't want to go to the gym, even through the times where I'm sore and I can't move my body. I knew that I wanted to reach my goals, and that reaching my goals was possible. So that's my first point. Set those goals for yourself. What's up, everybody? It's been a while since I went au natural, but just got out of the shower. I'm starting the Insanity workout. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a very intense cardio workout, and I just did day 1 today. Trying to get, hopefully within a month, I'm trying to get my six-pack to show, so I'm taking it up a notch in terms of my workout, in terms of my physical health. So I'm having a lot more protein. So yeah, this is day 1 of my cardio. I'm still breathing heavy because it was so intense, and it was just like a test just to see where my current cardio is at. So tomorrow is going to be truly insanity. I'm looking forward to it because I've done the Insanity workout before. I've had amazing results. But yeah, hopefully within a month I'll be able to get that six-pack. We'll see. I'll settle for a 4-pack. But I want to get to my second point. And my second point, first point is, well, you already know what the first point is. Set the goals. But now that you've set goals, the second point now is burn bridges. That's hard. It's very difficult. But if you truly want to get something done and you want to be able to persevere through that thing, that's very difficult thing, and not have a chance, well, not even have a chance of failure. Like, you'll fail, but you're not going to give up. If you really want to have that mindset, you need to burn some bridges. And what do I mean by that? I mean, get rid of any kind of alternative. I'm going to use my career as an example. So when I was a kid, when I was in middle school, when I discovered that I had a talent for performance and entertaining, I was not good at anything else. I wasn't good at math, science, history, all the subjects at school, not even sports. I was not good at sports. I didn't do any sports in middle school or high school. I did sports when I was in elementary school, but I got smoked as I got older. So I wasn't good at sports. I wasn't good at any subject in school. I had no idea what my talents were. And I was just trying stuff out to see what I was good at. Apparently, I was good at performing. So when I discovered that, I was so excited because I would see so many other kids doing so many great things. And I thought, I can't compete with them. But when I started performing, I knew I could compete. When people kept telling me, oh, you're so good. When people kept telling me, you sing really good. I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to gas you up. You sound really good. When I discovered that, I ran with it because I finally discovered my talent, my gift from God. And I ran with it. And I was fortunate enough at a young age to figure out what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, which is perform. And it changed my whole world, my whole view. And I prepared myself for a career in this field. And when I looked at everybody on TV, when I looked at everybody in the movies, I distinctly remember thinking, I have to compete with those people. Those are the people I have to compete with. And I have talent, that's great. But those are the people I'm competing with. This is the only thing I'm good at. So I cannot afford to fail. I can't afford to give up because what else am I going to do? You see, all other alternatives for me were sliced out as soon as I figured out what I was good at. As soon as I figured out what my talent was, I was like laser focused on performance. And when I knew I wasn't at that level, when I wasn't big screen Hollywood level yet or Broadway level yet, I thought I have to get so good at this that I can be at the top levels. There's no other alternative. I'm not good at anything else other than this. Therefore, I'm going just 100% into this thing. I burned all other bridges, all other possibilities. I'm sure if I spent time in any of those other fields, I probably would have gotten good enough to be able to compete. But I burnt those bridges. I said, I can't imagine myself doing anything else than performing. If I'm not performing, then I'm gonna be poor. Like, I was prepared to be poor. I'm prepared to be poor for the sake of my career. I had that mindset going into the industry, which is why, I lived in a shed for a long time. I lived in a very small room that was like $500 a month. It was definitely not legal, and it was very cramped. But I lived that life, and I don't regret it because it was for the sake of my career. Now I have an agent. I have a commercial agent. Still looking for a theatrical one, but even still, having a commercial agent has helped my career so much. And I'm just running with it, really. I'm running with everything in my career now. Now I'm picking up business, now I'm picking up investing, but it's been pretty much, that's how I just kept going. Every single time I failed an audition, every single time somebody rejected me for a part, every time I got a call back, or didn't even make a call back, and I had to watch all my other friends get callbacks when I was in college, I didn't give up. I was just like, well, this is what, I felt sad. I felt sad for like 3 days, and I was just like, well, there's gonna be plenty of opportunities. There's hundreds of auditions going on every single day. I don't care if I don't get cast. That's your loss. So when I started burning, when I burnt bridges, suddenly my failures I couldn't allow myself to give up. It was the only thing I could do. If I failed, I failed. But giving up, not an option, because other than that, it's just sit here and play video games all day. That's it. So if you really, really want to be the best, if you really want to get good at something, if you really want to commit to something, you have, set those goals, great, but burn the other bridges, burn the other alternatives, and say, I'm going to commit to this one thing, and if I fail, I can't give up, because now this is the only thing I got. So I'm gonna pick myself up and keep going, because what's the alternative? Sit, be a vegetable, play video games, do all the things that just aren't good for you. So that's point number 2, is just burn bridges. If you're really struggling with that, because for me, working out, when I'm working out now, the other bridges I burn is just be fat, be skinny. I don't want to be fat and skinny anymore. That's not good for me. I don't like it. There's no other alternative than to get strong. Hold on. There's also another way to put it. if you're trying to attract females, you're trying to attract women. This might be an extreme example, but it's going to be a true example. If you want to attract women, I think the best way to do it is have just really good style and a really good body. The best style you're ever going to have is a really good body. You see a bunch of dudes in suits, but if they're huge, like if they're overweight or obese, like the suit's not going to help them. The suit doesn't make the man makes the suit. So get as strong as possible, because the other way is to be extremely rich, but she's not going to respect you. And yeah, I've seen it before. I've seen plenty of rich dudes have wives that just give them hell. But you gotta expand everything about yourself. Be the man, which means have some self-respect. Take care of your body, take care of your funds, take care of all aspects of your life, and you'll get the girl. The best thing you can offer, because of government and internet, is going to give her a lot of the things that she wants. There's one thing that government and internet can't give her, is personal security. If she wants personal security, she's going to have to pay for it, and she doesn't want to pay for it. So if you can give her security, like a physical presence, you can bank on that. But burn all of those other bridges, all of those other opportunities, all of those other options. If you really want to continue to get up after failing, burn all the other options. It's impossible. Make it so that it's impossible to go back to those options. Go find different options. No, if you want to succeed in what you're doing, and you fail and you have to fall over and over and over and over again to get good, burn all the other bridges, because now you have no option but to succeed. And that's my second point. But I hope this encourages you. I hope this helps you, for those of you who struggle with discouragement after failure, because it's common. Trust me, it's a very common thing. I struggled with it for a long time, not career-wise, but working out. But I know a lot of people out there that are struggling career-wise, struggling financially, with all of these things. And every single time I see it, I'm just so discouraged. I tried doing it, but I couldn't, and all of that stuff. And it's upsetting to see. But at the same time, I don't blame them, because I used to be like that. But when I implemented these tips of setting a goal and then burning the bridges, now I have no choice but to succeed. So I'm going to make it work. If I fail, I'm going to feel discouraged. Great, fine. I'll feel a little discouraged, but I have to get back up, because there's no other options for me. So I recommend adapting those mindsets, and I wish you luck, because it's a hard mindset to get into. I know plenty of people that struggle with it. But if you can develop this mindset, you will be amazed at all the things you can accomplish after you've failed multiple times, because all it takes is one win to be called a winner. What's up, everybody? Let's go over your questions and comments from last video. So, Andrew, I've not talked to you. I've not heard from you in a while, bud. What's up? Hi, sorry I haven't messaged in a while. Just been busy with work and traveling, but I have made to catch up with all your videos. Wow, that's a lot of videos, bro. That's a lot. Been very insightful, so don't lose faith in your videos. Thank you, appreciate that. Regarding the video where you mentioned losing friends while you go on your journey, is so true, and at times it's a lonely one. Yeah, it is. However, I would say that the community you are building through your videos are a group of people, and sure you could build positive relationships. Everyone that comments and watches your videos are building a positive mindset and lifestyle just like you. I totally agree with discipline being the ultimate drive, and though motivation is important, it's the discipline that pushes you through the challenges. Sorry for the long one, just trying to catch up. Take care, brother. Appreciate you, Andrew. You're totally right. I'm still kind of in that lonely phase. There are certainly people I talk to at church, but hanging out with them is, I don't know, I'm like, the more you build yourself up, the more you want to just have serious conversations. Like, I don't like talking about sports. Sometimes, I like to catch up and, talk about how people's days went, but I want to get to the meaty stuff. Like, I want to talk about important stuff now. Now that I'm building myself up more and I'm acquiring more knowledge and I'm acquiring more wisdom, I want to talk about more important stuff. Like sports, I don't care about sports. Like, I don't care about movies. I don't really care about TV shows too much. I still try to kind of keep up just to see what's going on in my industry. But for the most part, like, I don't know what the latest music is. I don't know. I'd rather talk about more important things now that I'm on this journey. And I hope that reflects in, the videos that I'm making. And it's hard to find people like that, because a lot of people would rather run away from all of these things. A lot of people would rather talk about things that make them feel good or things that they can root for. But I've started to notice this. People don't talk about themselves. People talk about other people's accomplishments. This movie that somebody else is in, or this song that somebody else did. And I want to get to know the person. And not a lot of people know too much. Not a lot of people talk about themselves too much. And that's why when I talk to people, I like to get to know them. I like asking questions about them, get to know who they are, what they want, all of these things. But yeah, man, it's good to hear from you, Andrew. Appreciate that. Thanks for catching up with me, man. I don't mind that people come and go, but it's always good to see some new faces. It's good to see some old usernames, I guess I should say. Grayson, always good to hear from you, buddy. Motivation is definitely something that comes and goes for me, but you're right that discipline is how you fuel your journey of self-improvement. Just like Andrew said, motivation is a great way to start, but discipline is going to get you to finish, right? I've been more disciplined in my studies since going back to school. I'm with you that you shouldn't sacrifice your dignity for cheap comedy too. Bro, I see so many people doing that. It's sad. It's just sad. I'm just like, man, you gotta have some self-respect. Maybe I'll make a video on that, self-respect. Also, I'm really sorry if I annoyed and bothered you asking about to do my ritual bicycle crunches correct way barefoot. I just thought it'd be cool since I've been watching videos since the birth of this channel. I wanted to see you do the same routine to help me overcome from my trauma. Bullying started again, bro. Bro, don't apologize. Don't apologize. I sometimes just don't film on my ab days, and I have a very specific ab routine. Not to say that the bicycle crunches aren't a great routine, but it's calisthenic. Right? I'm not using much of my body. I'm only using my body weight, and I'm trying to get my abs to poke out. So I'm trying to do more weighted stuff. Lower body stuff I can do calisthenic, but when it comes to like upper body abs, I tend to want to use weights because I want them to stick out. But yeah, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. It was a great suggestion, and I was happy to do it. JD, I agree with you, man, that discipline is better than motivation. Motivation wavers while discipline is a rock-solid foundation. My career requires one to have discipline to work optimally, and I also use discipline to ensure that I go to the gym at least 3 times a week and run at least 3 miles a week for my 10K training, bro. That's crazy. I mean, I'm just starting to do cardio again, but man, I can't imagine running a 10K, but if I had to, I could. But man, that's cardio. I can't run for no reason for me, or at least I can't get myself to run. I'm sure if I put my mind to it, I can. I just would hate it. I would hate doing it. But I can do insanity. I can absolutely do insanity. I would probably need like a group of people, not just one other person. If I'm gonna do a 10K, I need like a group of people running with me. Discipline is the virtue that brings forth long-term change. Agreed. And since you mentioned this about your career, this is my question for the day. What type of roles would you not accept now for the sake of not being in an undignified position? It's going to get controversial here. But I want to tell the truth. I'm not kissing a dude. I'm not stripping down to my skivvies so you can see my butt. I'll take my shirt off. But anything else, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing anything gay. I'm not dressing up as a girl. You're not gonna get me in a dress. Never get me in a dress. I don't want to do a role that emasculates me. If I gotta play the jock or the bully, I'll do it. But for the most part, like, it's a case-by-case basis, really. There's certainly parameters to a role that I won't take. I don't care if I have to play the butt of the joke. I think it can be funny. But most of the time, I would rather, like, as long as the character's written well, that's all I care about. If the character is written well, then I'll play it. But if it's humiliating for me, or if it goes against my standards, my beliefs as a Christian, then that's a different story. If it humiliates the character, totally different. But if I'm constantly playing characters that get humiliated, I don't want any part in it. I don't want to, like, keep taking those roles, right? These are just parameters I'm setting for myself, but I guess I haven't really thought about it. I have this kind of idea of what I will and won't do, but yeah, for the most part, I don't do gay stuff. I don't do completely nude stuff. I'll do shirtless, but that's fine. I think shirtless is fine. I'm not gonna do a sex scene. What else did I say? I'm not dressing as a girl. I'm not cross-dressing at all. I'm not wearing a dress. You're not gonna catch me wearing a dress. I'm not Harry Styles. I'm not doing anything demonic either. Yeah, if it's demonic, like horror, like the horror genre of movies is, if it's like a slasher film, I'll do a slasher film. But if it's like the spiritual side of horror, you're not touching me with that stuff. No, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. It's demonic. So no, I'm good. I'll stay away from all of that. But yeah, other than that, I don't mind, like I said, I don't mind playing somebody that gets humiliated. But if I'm constantly playing a character that gets humiliated, like that's all people see me as, is the character that gets humiliated, then I'm going to be like, you know what? No, I'm not taking this role. I want something more respectful. I want something more dignified. And most importantly, out of all of them, like I said, most important is a well-written character. If it's an actual character that has dreams, goals, aspirations, and actually contributes to the story, great. I will happily play that character. But those are within the parameters, parameters that I've set. That's a great question, JD. Vladicated. Well, motivation is still important. It's just that in fact people can manage without it, just with the help of willpower alone. But with motivation, it would be easier. I think it takes willpower to have discipline. Because think about it, like when motivation, like I'm not gonna lie to you, motivation is important, but it only lasts so long, right? Motivation's a great way to get started, but if you want to continue doing it in the long term, and I'm just gonna take working out. If you're motivated to work out, great, but that motivation's going to die. And eventually you're going to get to the discipline part. And the discipline is, man, I really don't want to go to the gym today. My body is sore. I'm very tired because I woke up super early. I'm very tired because I just got back from work. I don't want to work out. I'm not motivated to work out because I'm more motivated to get some rest and let my muscles heal and go to bed and play video games. So that's where discipline comes in. And it takes willpower to have discipline. Takes willpower to have discipline, because discipline is basically doing the things you don't want to do, but you've committed to it. As a man, you said, I'm going to go to the gym from now on to build the body that I want. And if you don't want to lie to yourself, then you're going to be like, well, I'm going to go because I said I was going to go. What am I going to lie? What am I lie to myself? No, unacceptable. If you lie to yourself, what else are you going to lie about? Who are you gonna lie to? So I use that as a metric. If I said I was going to do it, I'm going to do it, because lying to other people is bad. Lying to yourself is worse, because then you don't trust yourself in anything you say and anything you commit to. You're just gonna commit to it. You're going to say you commit to it, and then you're going to be like, well, I lied, I guess. Don't leave discipline out. Have your motivation, great. Motivation's a great way to start something, but always remember the discipline. That's how you end. That is how you continue to build into something great. Otherwise, it's just gonna quit. You're just gonna quit. And don't cycle through motivation either. Like, I know I've tried it. I've tried to be motivated and then continue to watch motivational videos or listen to motivational speakers and every single day just to get myself out of bed to work out. It does not work. Eventually, you get numb to all the motivational talk. You get numb to all of the motivational speeches. You get numb to all the motivational videos, the quotes, all of it. You get numb to it. So discipline's the only thing, because you can't ride the high forever. Why do you think people get addicted to heroin? It feels great and they want to keep going, but they need more doses in order to continue feeling that way. And eventually they build an immunity? No, not immunity. A resistance, a kind of a resistance to it. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Caffeine. What is it? It's not a caffeine addiction. It's a. I'm just gonna say it's a resistance. I know that there's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. But you build up a resistance to it, and you start to, you start to want more motivation in order to get yourself going. And it's just not going to happen. Eventually, it's going to give out. It's going to give out. You're going to be numb to the motivation. I've been numb to the motivation before. You can't continuously stay motivated, just like you can't continuously stay high, just like you can't continue to stay drunk. You build some kind of numbness to it, right? So motivation's fine to get started, but remember to stay disciplined. But anyway, thank you all for your questions and comments today. I hope, thank you for all your questions and comments on the motivation video. And I hope that this video helps you. I hope this video helps you for all of those who are getting discouraged about failing. It's great to have discipline in those times of failure as well. But if you really want to get over the discouragement, remember those tips. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.